liked we started to see our defense come alive with some takeaways and then score some points off of those takeaways. So it was a big, big win there. I don't think anybody didn't finish the game. I think James Price cut his tongue really bad and they sewed it up, and he went out there and played like a champion. We had a lot of other guys out there. So anyhow, great win, and I'll open up to questions.
Rick, what does it say too? I know you got kind of a distraction or some bad news earlier in the day, but they still were able to rally, and the guys that replaced them
Well, that's the nature of our football team, and I think we made a statement earlier about Johanna, and I'm going to let that settle. Our football team was very focused all day long. They took the field with a great focus, and we played really well. Now, there were times I thought the game, we about had it completely in hand, and it wasn't until we started lining up in victory till I really felt good.
When did you actually decide on Sean at quarterback?
Probably right before the game time.
Like the guys that replaced Johanna, and Rivante and Jabari, I know they've played a lot, but how did you think they did?
We feel really good about our depth at the defensive tackle position, and the younger guys have been coming on. I thought we got good push. Some disruptions. I know we hit the quarterback a lot. I don't think we had a lot of sacks, but certainly got some disruptions.
What was the difference? You moved the ball in the first half, didn't get a ton of points, but 4 straight scoring drives there, and at one point in the second half, what was the difference in not only moving the ball but finishing drives?
Well, I think the biggest thing, first of all, our field position did help, and then along with that, there's a residual effect. Even though we weren't scoring a lot of points, the number of times you can keep a defense on the field and start turning the ball over. The running game really started opening some things up, and then Sean did a nice job with some play-action pass on some nakeds. The throw to Tyree was an excellent throw, and Tyree did a great job. And but I think the biggest thing is staying on the field. We did a better job as far as eliminating some penalties. And then I thought our running backs really made some nice cuts and nice plays.
Rick, what did you see from Sean? I know, you still ran it well. He didn't throw it a ton, but when he did, he seemed like pretty good.
No, he made progress, and we'll continue to open up the playbook. But I think he's got some really good competitive qualities. He's got good running ability. He does have a live arm. We have to refine that a little bit, and we're going to continue to do that. And then, our offense is a complex offense, and so we're going to continue to add different elements as each week goes along, but I thought he played very well.
You mentioned you didn't think the moment was too big for him last week, but was there any concern with his first start on the road in a rivalry game about him handling emotions or it being too big for him tonight?
No. He possesses a really good quiet confidence. I wouldn't even say quiet. I mean, he can be pretty vocal. And, that's infectious. And so I think he's a competitive guy. He has great confidence in what he's doing, and I don't think any moment's too big for him.
What did you see from your freshman guard, Zach Watson? I know he left but came back but then left again. Is he okay? But what did you see?
That's one I'll need to find out a little bit more on. I thought he played well. It's another freshman offensive lineman. I think it's great. We had a couple Colorado guys in the offensive line that are young, that are playing here, and it means a lot to them.
I know the beginning of the season, this defense didn't play like everybody expected them to play, probably even you. What has been the biggest difference these last 3-4 games?
Well, I think first of all, we've been able to make teams one-dimensional. The running game, has been virtually shut down. And then that allowed, some of these Coach Hazelton to apply some different pressures and some different pass rushes. And then tonight we finally started getting some takeaways, and very rarely have we ever done a turnover circuit. I mean, we just had takeaways before. We did a turnover circuit on Monday, and it started to pay some dividends.
Is there a different energy level with this offense, do you think, with teammates with Sean in there?
It's always, certainly when you score, it makes a difference. Yeah. Sometimes I have my headsets on, and I'm not quite maybe as conscious as maybe what I should be, but I certainly think we've got a pretty galvanized football team right now.
Safe to say that Sean is your starter going into next week.
We'll review the tape and probably make a decision on Monday as opposed to wait until game time.
What more information do you need with Johanna's incident to determine what his future is?
Yeah, I have I'll just go through it again. I have very limited information. I do know that there were charges made, but we take those things seriously. We transported him back to Laramie. He's going to go by the university protocol, And, you know, once he goes through the university protocol, then Coach Berman, not Coach, Tom Berman and I'll have some information. But that's all I'm going to say. I don't know hardly anything. I know enough to know we sent him home. Okay? Thanks. Thank you.